Greetings, peace, and what's up? This is Queen Sereda. I'm using something else for my microphone, so we'll see if this works well. We are talking about the Moon card in the tarot. This is a total of 78 cards that are in the tarot, but we're talking about the 22 major arcana, and then we're going to talk about the other suits of the cards as well after this. I am so happy that we're doing this. I have been wanting to do this for years. I didn't have the confidence before to do it, but after doing hundreds and thousands of readings, on lots of people and myself and a lot of clients, it's time to go ahead and put this out. So that's what I'm doing. I really feel like it is our obligation to do what we know how to do and what we're passionate about, because that's people are going to be more interested in hearing about what you're passionate about more than anything else. And to look at what you're passionate about has to do with the moon in a certain sort of way, because it has to do with the shadow. Now, often it'll seem like people will say they want something, but then they're doing things that seem to block it. It'll be contradictory things that will block the things that they say they want. But a lot of times people are dealing with the shadow. They're dealing with outside influences. They're dealing with subliminal messages and things like that that they think that are their own. So it has to do with mystery and mysteriousness. So when the Fool meets this message here with this card, which is the moon, then that's what he's learning about mystery. He's learning about the shadow most of all. So this has to do with the land of mystery. It also has to do with uncertainty and also confusion. Things may be obscured or they may be difficult to see. Yeah. Then you also have, this is a time of an emotional or a mental time where you're clearing. Emotional or mental trial is what my notes said. I wrote some notes in my journal. An unclear path, light at the night or light in the night. Okay? Things that you can only see underneath the moonlight. Like you have to look really hard, but you can't see all the details. So, it's like when people go to the club and then they get up the next day and talk to this person, meet them out in public. They might be a little astonished at who they chose because they were meeting the person at night where they couldn't see all the details. So if looks are very important to you, all that kind of stuff, the outside appearance, you better see people out in the daylight, okay? Because the moon energy, you can't see that well. And it also has to do with creativity, which is wonderful, intuition. An unclear path, like I said. So you meet somebody underneath this sort of energy versus a different card that's well lit and all that. There are going to be some creatures and things in the dark that you aren't going to be able to see. And that's exactly what's in this card. Some creatures. So you might need to make a questionable decision. This is a lot of times something you've got to reflect on. You aren't ready to make a direct, straightforward answer. You got to check out the details, reflect on things a bit. This is inspired by the lunacy of the full moon. So you've heard of people talk about people acting crazy on a full moon night, and it's true because the tides in the seas and the moon are one thing that are attracted to each other. As the moon gets bigger, the tide comes up higher. And the same thing happens within people because we have a whole bunch of water made up in us, and the water raises, and the energy is just like, you just feel everything. It's just like you don't have any skin on. And people will be sensitive to things that aren't even, like they aren't even there. They're not real when you have full moons. When you have a new moon, though, it a lot of times has to do with the energy of the moon in a different way, because you have that unseen path or unclear path, because the new moon, it's going to be darker outside. It's not as bright. It's even less bright anyway because the sun's not out. But then you have it even like no moon at all. During a new moon, a lot of times people are told you don't really want to meet people. If you do, just know that there will be more information that you'll need to gather. A lot of times when you pull up the moon card, hidden influences, things that you need to check out. Just need to check out the facts and get the details before you make a final decision, because things may not be as they seem. The other thing we've got a tormented artist. It could be the netherworld, talking about that. You see in the card, the netherworld. A nightmarish condition, something that keeps haunting you, so to speak, something that you feel like is playing tricks on your mind. Like I said, intuition, the subconscious playing a bigger part now in you making decisions. You pull the moon card, and you will need to know that your intuition will play a stronger part. You're your subconscious. So placing things that are positive around you, cleansing your energy, and using affirmations. Mm, there's a whole lot of different things. Doing feng shui, yeah, clearing space. A lot of things like that have to do with the moon energy card. And so, yeah, when you have this, the fool was just at the star card right before this one, and he learned about hope. He or she learned about hope, and then after they learned about hope, then things got kind of cloudy. They couldn't make out whether it was a sun or a moon. They were confused and disillusioned, and they're out there by themselves, and they're having to use that hope that they learned in the dark where they can't see that well. The other thing this has to do with a choice. You got choices here to make when the moon is here. But a lot of times you aren't going to make a quick decision because things aren't that clear yet. And so you've got to wait to make that final decision. But the waters are calling you to take your time. So you feel that too. But you're being told to surrender also with this. Surrender. Even though things look scary, you're fearful about it, you're getting messages to get away from certain things. Your shadow, what is coming up in you as a result of not being able to see that well. The moon card has to do with that also. And you only have two choices, and you gotta make a choice like without really feeling like yourself. So this is a time when you feel inspired, or inspiration helps you to get through this dark time, because you can use the dark to actually see. If you're an alchemist, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Those of you who are alchemists, we'll talk about that later. We're not going to get into that right now, because it's important to know we don't just learn how to be creators. We are remembering who we are. So anyway, this moon energy is that. It's telling you to remember to stay inspired, even though you can't see the way completely. Guidance from a spiritual guide often comes when you get this sort of card too, because you want somebody to help you to see in the dark. Life coach, tarot life coach, whatever, things that y'all know that's what I'm into. Gurus and people like that may come along, and you may not know what their intentions are. You're still being asked to take your time and to check out the details and facts before making a final decision with this moon card. All right, so I'm going to let you all go. Like I said, it's mystery and a whole bunch of other different things. But we're going to go forth and do the next one, which is going to be the sun. And the moon is a very inspiring one, too, because you're feeling a lot when you get the moon card. It is all about feeling. Let me see if you all can see it better. This light. Here we go. You got the two dogs, or a dog and a wolf. Then you've got a long trail in the middle of the path. It's very skinny. Looks like you're going into water in the mountains. You got a crab right here. And you can't go backwards, but you have to go forwards. And you have to go forwards being divinely inspired and guided. And you got to feel your way. Ooh, that's when tarot cards and using oracles are very good. Because why? They help you to see your way. Whether you do it on your own or you have somebody guide you and help you to do that. It's good to do that when you get the moon card. Last thing is that you may feel very dreamy, and your mental clarity may not be up to speed like you'd like. Feeling bewildered, but having very creative energy and mind right now with the moon. The moon also has to do with your personality also, because it is the illusion. And so the moon has to do with illusions as well, because this body that I'm in right now, this is an illusion. This is not who I am. I am not what I appear to be. If you know you're a divine being, you know what I'm talking about. And in this, he learns that he's one with all things, and he gets over the fear and moves forward to the next. But he does eventually go and face his so-called fears. deep-seated fears also, being that the water is there. Things that come up from the unconscious that need to be looked at. The moon brings that up too. Yeah, so beyond that, like I said, I'm going to let you all go, and I'm going to come back with the next one, which is the Sun card. Check out the playlist to hear the rest of the tarot readings that we were talking about, where we broke down the other cards, and we're almost done with this part of it. And then we're going to go right into, I think we're going to the cups. Yeah, we're going to go into the watery cups next. And then the next thing we're doing is I've got some groups that I'm going to be sharing with you all. But do subscribe, like, and share. Hit the bell. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. What is resonating with you, and what are you experiencing in your life right now that has to do with the moon energy or one of the other tarot cards? And if you have like experience with the tarot, or you're just learning, or you're a beginner, let me know. All right, y'all. Peace, and I'll talk to you later. Queen Sereda, your host, naturallyhighlife.com. And if you want to get in contact with me, you can do so on the website, naturallyhighlife.com, in the comments, or on Instagram, Queen_Sereda, on YouTube. I'm here. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Ciao.